Going out in boy mode is like hilarious. I was in boy mode yesterday. I hated it, but I didn't feel like getting all dressed up and looking cutesy, so I just wore a pair of shorts and a t-shirt, right? And then I helped these two
I don't know how every single video on this app today is not about this. How many social media creators have to be...
Yeah, hi Violet. I know that's not your name. I used to follow you. We used to follow each other. I'm an autism creator, remember? And as a almost 40-year-old adult woman, a real adult woman, I'm a real woman. I can have babies. I have a period. I've actually been through things with men. I'm not cosplaying a woman, right? I'm going to stand up for the autism community, and I'm going to stand up for people who are still rational and who haven't let the brain rot of the internet eat them alive. Yeah, the autism community needs to talk about what's going on with trans ideology and trans psychosis, because that's what it is. It's an actual literal psychosis. And it used to be that when men put their hair in little pigtails and tried to be a little girl, it's not even used to be. We're supposed to watch out for scary signs with men. But somehow, if the man is part of the trans community, we're supposed to just look away. And we're supposed to be like, oh, that's so progressive. That's so... No, it's mental illness. It's mental illness. And thank you for confirming that you think that being a girl is putting on girl clothes. You were like, oh, I was with some dudes. Like, I didn't have time to become a girl today, so I just threw on shorts and a t-shirt. Guess what? In shorts and a t-shirt, I'm a woman. In shorts, if you guys get to be so loud about your beliefs, I'm going to be so loud for women. And you don't get to call us cis women. We aren't cis women. We're just women. We are just women. And we are not a costume for you to put on. And being a woman is not about wearing short skirts and dresses. You know exactly what that is. That is auto G. And I can never talk about this stuff on this app, so I'm going to make a YouTube video about this creator because I'm tired of it. And the whole autism community needs to talk about it. And I'm so sick of autism creators falling down this pipeline. It's pathetic. It's weird. And we don't need more stigma in the autism community. And we don't need grown men pretending like they're 4-year-old girls. There's something wrong there. Right? And if hormones and all these surgeries weren't really hurting people, I wouldn't really care, but it is. This stuff is beyond insane. Get a grip. Why isn't it like who you are isn't good enough? That doesn't make any sense. That's the worst message to send to people. I miss old school gay. This video is for educational purposes only. But yeah, I'm just getting started. And men who force women to see them as women? What is that? While you guys are screaming about the patriarchy. I'm so sick of these twisted mind games of screaming about the patriarchy and calling men evil and da-da-da-da-da. But the second they put on a dress, I'm supposed to not see what I see. If anything, the ones who are doing that are probably I can't even say what I want to say. So I'm going to go to YouTube when I get back in town and I'm going to say what I really think. And if being a trans medicalist, that's what people call me because of one video I made about trans people. I think that all that means is that I have common sense and that I'm not under some woke delusion that like a giraffe can become a hyena. Yeah, okay. There are real problems in the world. Go spend your energy trying to help people. Oh my God, it's so selfish. It's so selfish. And if a grown man is dressing like a little girl and talking like a little girl, I have a lot of feelings about that. And I wish I could say them on TikTok, but I can't because this app is run by people who want to destroy this country from the inside out. So that's why I need to go say what I need to say on other platforms. Yes, this video is for educational purposes only, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and I should probably say no hate to anyone involved. And I mean that. Like, in general, I don't care what other people do with their bodies. But if you guys are going to post this stuff on the internet and it's going to affect how kids see themselves, especially autistic kids, and it's going to influence them, yeah, I do care. And adults that are rational and sane need to speak up, especially autistic ones, and not just follow the crowd. And not be scared of standing up for truth. What the heck? Like, that sounded so prude. What the freaking heck? But I just have to be careful on this app. But no hate to anyone involved. Like, I'm not trying to come after people personally. But if you guys, like, if a man is dressing like a little girl and speaking like a little girl, I have a lot of issues with that. And that is also not what it means to be a woman. But in general, I don't care what people do with their bodies, right? Like, you can go do whatever you want. But I didn't realize that my tax dollars were going to this stuff. I didn't realize that how bad kids were getting hurt. If you guys don't know what's going on in the detransitioner community, you don't care about trans people. It blew my mind when I started watching detransitioner stories and these horror stories that happen. And these doctors are so predatory. And it's childish and it's weird. Hello? Anyways, this video is for educational purposes only. No hate to anyone involved. I have a lot more content to make about this. I grew up in a religious cult, right? And there's a guy who's sitting in Canyon State Prison right now, down in southern Colorado, who everybody said it was fine because he was in the cult. There's no way he was a predator, right? Well, turns out he is a predator, and he did horrible things to my friends and that were boys. And these people in the church he would have a boys sleepover, a boys preteen sleepover once a month. And he was a single older man. In what universe is that normal? And I brought it up. I had to be like 13 or 14. And I said, something is weird here. See, I'm autistic. I have fucking pattern recognition. Like, I'm not saying that the person I'm calling out right now is doing this kind of stuff. I'm saying that when you're in a cult mindset, you allow things to slide that you would never let slide. Like a 30-year-old man dressing up like a little 2-year-old girl. There's something wrong there, right? And I got in so much trouble for saying that I could tell that there was something wrong with this guy. And then lo and behold, 10 years later, who's in Canyon City Prison? It's this huge story in the church. Oh, it all comes out. Yep. Bill did that to all the little boys. Oh my God, who would have thought? I don't know. And guess what was on that man's computer when they finally went through it? Right. So we are taught to look for predators, but now all of a sudden you can't look at behavior and call it out. Absolutely fucking not. Like, I'm dead serious about the cult aspect. You can never question the trans community. That makes it a cult. If you guys can't talk about the dark side, if you can't, like, yes, are there men who transition that have genuine dysphoria and they don't want to hurt anyone and they just want to live as a woman? Absolutely. Absolutely. Are there men who struggle with auto G who are doing this just to gain access to women, just to do their own little sick fantasy, just even if they don't know it consciously? There's some who are conscious about that and who are just horrible humans, and there are some that are not, that are doing weird stuff and they don't even know that they're doing weird stuff because of their own trauma and because of getting affirmed by people on the internet. And I don't think anybody should be treated badly because of what they're doing with their own bodies. Like, I'm not here to say but we're gonna talk about reality, and this is a cult-like aspect. It's like, oh, just because somebody's in this community, you're supposed to ignore all red flags of human nature. That's exactly what happened in my church community. If someone was in the church, then they could just do whatever they wanted, and everybody just enabled them and then asked questions later. And now there's like 13 or 14 boys who are traumatized for the rest of their lives because nobody listened to the few of us who spoke up. So, and okay, I'll make another story about this because I doubt that these people are even going to watch this, but to this Violet person, I don't know what your name is anymore. I guess you want to go by Violet, so I'll call you Violet. But like, dude, yeah, like, I'm talking about the people who get hurt by this. And yeah, it's not normal, good behavior to act like that. Like, I know that there shouldn't be a norm, but unfortunately on Earth, there are ways that we know work in society and things that don't. And people who genuinely think that they are going to change something that serious, like, there's something wrong mentally. And living your life as a performance sounds awful. Awful. So if I can save some kids from doing that, or autism people from doing that, yeah. This video is for educational purposes only. No hate to anyone involved. And let's talk about the fact that you say you're attracted to women. So what does that mean? You want access to lesbian spaces as a man? Because if you are a man attracted to women doing what you're doing right now, then that is by definition autogila. Okay, I can't say that word because TikTok hates me talking about this topic. Ow, I got a sunburn yesterday. That is auto-G, by definition. It's not even like, oh, we have to speculate. Stop insulting everyone else's intelligence to confirm your delusion. Like, actually. If you're attracted to women but you love wearing little skirts and dresses, why is that? Why is that? Answer. I'm so sick of pandering to this. And you're going to sit there in that video where you're talking about boy days and girl days and you're like, oh, they said that I look like MGK, which you do, a wish version of MGK. We can all tell who you want to be. And now you want to be a little girl. How about you take a year or two and maybe actually go inward and stop looking to other identities to distract yourself from your own pain. Like, this is like, I don't know why who you are isn't good enough, but to sit there and say, oh, I don't copy anyone, this is original Steez. While you're saying you're a woman, you want to be me. You're copying women, not just women, little girls. On top of being wish MGK. I think some self-awareness might be good. It seems like women in the autism community have unreal... Oh, no, this is actually true. This is the difference between men and women. In the autism community, women in the autism community, we have so much self-awareness that it literally drowns us, right? It chokes us out because we have so much self-awareness. Men in the autism community have almost none most of the time. Huh. How interesting. You're not going to sit here and insult my brain and insult my intelligence and make me feel like less of a woman because... which it doesn't make me feel like less of a woman. I feel like it's a mockery of women because it is. You're not going to sit here and tell me what a woman is when you're a man, is what I'm trying to say. You're not going to like degrade me as a woman. And then somebody in your comments, another woman was like, oh, she has stinky Pussy energy. That's the kind of shit you guys say about women? Right, okay, stinky energy. Whoa, wow, that's really, yeah, oh my god, I'm sorry, you guys are so mature. If that's how you talk about other women, get the fuck away from me. I have LGBTQIA plus community fatigue. This is actual fatigue. Woo! I miss old school gay, man. And the only reason I'm putting this on my stories and not on my feed is because I'm out of town. Oh my god, it's so hot. I am out of town and I don't have time to make videos like I would like. And I'm not going to let TikTok ruin or get in the middle of my vacation. And so yeah, I just want to throw some stuff up on my stories. But I'm 100% making a YouTube video about this. I need to finally say all of my thoughts about this. Yeah, but stop acting like you're not pretending, like that every part of your personality isn't a copycat of something else. You're probably a very cool person. Go, you know, you have your own thing going. You can be yourself. It's okay. This video is for educational purposes only. No hate to anyone involved. Seriously, the only thing that radicalized me about all of this is listening to detransitioners. I didn't know what was happening and how many people were getting hurt. And then seeing how the trans community acts so cultish when somebody gets hurt. It's like they were never trans. You can't talk about the dark side. If you guys can't talk about the dark side of the trans community, then you're in a cult. Okay? Everything has a dark side. Okay, right, okay. Thank you.
HRT is toxic. Finally, a study is showing that
Autogynephilia is a man's propensity to be sexually aroused by the thought of himself as a woman.